Welcome to the TMVs 2024. I'm TMV, and today we're going to take a look back at the 2024 season and give out awards for whoever did the best stuff. There are 12 awards we are giving out today, and at the end of the video I will be going through what the people chose, the People's Choice Awards, for all of these categories as well. Well, let's start with the most important opinion, mine, and we start with Gun of the Year. And the nominees for Gun of the Year are The Classic, The Sheriff, The Stinger, and The Vandal. And the winner is The Classic. Now, this was a much more tricky year than it has been in other seasons of VCT, where guns like the Stinger or the Shorty, kind of have a much outsized impact to what they actually cost in the VCT season. This year, it didn't really happen as much, but the reason that I've gone for the Classic is obviously we got the team bundles coming in, and so therefore I just think that a lot more priority was placed on hyping up the Classics and showing off the Classics and using a Classic, and therefore the Gun of the Year is the Classic. Okay, next up we have the Agent of the Year, and again a tricky one, but the nominees are Cypher, Gecko, Omen, Sova, and the winner is Cypher. Now, some of you might be shocked by this award going to Cypher, but let me explain. For me, if you take a look at the 9 maps that were played this year in VCT, you've got Abyss, where Cypher became the early meta. You've got Ascent, where Cypher saw a lot more play than he ever had done before. You've got Bind, where Gen G proved that Cypher could be a very viable pick on that map. You've got Breeze, where obviously Cypher is just the meta. You've got Lotus, where Cypher saw quite a bit more play, and we saw a lot more kind of breach Cypher stuff on Lotus than we had before. Icebox is the one map where Cypher didn't have an impact, but then if you come to Haven early on, Cypher has had a big impact on the meta early on that map. Then you've got Split and Sunset, where again Cypher is very, very meta and shaping the meta in a lot of cases. And therefore, I think that Cypher has had a massive resurgence this year and therefore is deserving of the Agent of the Year. And our next award goes to the Map of the Year. And for the Map of the Year, the nominees are Icebox, Lotus, Split, Sunset, and the winner of the Map of the Year is Icebox. And I know what you're gonna say. What the hell are you on about? Icebox is the Map of the Year. But hear me out. Icebox had a lot of iconic moments on it this season. Whether that was the final map of Sentinels beating Gen G at Masters Madrid, whether that was one of the best maps that was played in the entirety of the VCT season between FPX and Team Heretics, or whether that was Leviathan consistently going to overtime on Icebox. Icebox actually had a lot of interesting things that happened on it this season, and so I know Icebox is not a good map. I don't like Icebox as a map, but this season Icebox had a lot of great moments, and so therefore for me the Map of the Year is Icebox. The next award is for the Best Game Award. Obviously this is just for the series that was the best, and the nominees are Sentinels vs Gen G, Masters Madrid final.
But how much can one man do? First one found, second one not there. It's over. Sen City, here to play, here to stay.
Team Heretics vs FPX, Masters Shanghai group stage.
Oh, but he takes a different path. He doesn't go under tube. Are they going to be expecting it? Meanwhile, chaos on the site as each kill is traded. 1-on-1. Berlin in 1v2. He's been spotted. No. They know where he is, but he's gotten his one. Now the Cove on the swing. Berlin is close to it, and it's another clutch.
Team Heretics vs FPX, Champions group stage.
The baby door. Lysaw's going to get one, but still the kill's going in favor of this attack side, looking to try and hold the line, and that's exactly what they're doing. Needs to be someone on this diffuser when it just isn't happening. It's left all onto Autumn. He's fought throughout this series, but I think the job is done. Time and time again, you'll see these teams fight against each other.
Or EDG versus Team Heretics, the Champions Grand Final.
This is it. Attempt to deny. Quick scope in place, EDG. It's up to Boo to push them back and away. TP's up and over. No kill to be found. It's one man. What can he do against the might of EDG? Absolutely squat.
And the winner is, it's EDG versus Team Heretics, the Champs Grand Final. And of course, this comes as no surprise. It was actually, I was thinking throughout this entire season, Team Heretics versus FPX at Shanghai is going to be my choice for the best game that we saw all year. But then the Champs Grand Final was an absolute banger. Obviously, it's helped up by being the Champs Final, but there was some really crazy cool moments in there as well. And of course, it was the Champs Grand Final. Okay, now we come on to the one award that you don't want to win in the TMVs, and that is the worst round of the year. And the nominees are Cloud9 versus NRG on Icebox.
Talk about fighting on the defensive side, a triple flank this time from B to A, being watched by the Aldrone, spots all three. Now all of Energy are going to start grouping up the fight. It's a 3-for-3, but Oxy's the one to get the first two. Finesse holding the ground, Oxy the third. Now he's just trying to run that clock down. There's that Lear to come up. Dances around towards the back of the spawn. Oxy closing the gap and Zeppa gets the kill. It's up to Sam alone now. Thrash coming in all the way towards the back of the attacker spawn. And it's gonna spot him, he gets detained. Still trying to find him inside that pit though.
Hiding and everybody's
Wait,
like,
he's out of
HP.
it! Back through! Gets a headshot of Saul! All three! Ow! Did you do that, Saul?
Koi versus BBL on Breeze, and take note of the shock dart lineups in this one.
I don't know, I'm here for it.
Yeah, look, I'm ready to see statistical anomalies. I mean, Koi haven't had the most wondrous of records, but, you know, look and see what they can achieve now. They have at least claimed a couple of victories this year themselves. Haven't looked atrocious, a couple of off games. You know, I think we have to call it how it is. These two teams are in desperate need of deciding to look good.
Oh, they both need a win today.
Oh,
that's for sure.
Absolutely. And already, Brave going to do well. Going to find his opposing number. Touch on the spike, and as it stands, no denial, and that's a problem because none of this utility is landing. BBL.
DRX versus Gen G, and note that Buzz is about to blast back into a Skydog, and then everyone else is going to get obliterated by utility.
You want to identify probably in particular where Charon is because he has his ult. Here goes Buzz. That is so tough. Oh my god.
And now they know he's in the corner. I mean, there's really no escape for him there. So down he will go. And now DRX are down their raise.
That's so impossible. I mean, I don't know what happened with that Trailblazer, but Charon's going to get tagged up a little bit. Foxy trying to punish. Charon senses it.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to run in there and punish Charon, but he is so ready for that. Now he has the orbital strike, now a tag here on Amako, an easy cleanup for Dexter, just sees everything!
And then finally, NRG versus Leviathan on Bind. And you'll remember this game, particularly if you're an NRG fan, for having many terrible rounds in it. This was just the one that I chose, but notice the missed KO flash lineup at the start of it as well.
I mean, he must have shot at least 10 bullets.
8 rounds into the second.
I mean, even with that flash, it didn't do anything. It didn't even connect.
Oh, Mazzino.
Yeah.
I mean, Mazzino's just unbelievable right now. The series he's had so far has arguably been like a life series. And he's far from done.
Yeah, but Marv's had enough. He's trying to take things into his own hands.
I mean, he had enough in the last round. Just when it feels like there's a little bit of room for them to find some space, it all crumbles!
The utility is too good, and Victor kills himself with his own ult! Everything is going wrong for NRG today!
This feels like we're watching a Shakespearean tragedy.
Oh no!
And the winner for the worst round of the year, I'm gonna give it to C9 versus NRG. Icebox saw him in a 1v3 and Detain somehow manages to win. The next award is the NMM Award. This is for the notable mad moment of the season, and so this is just a collection of weird things that happened during the VCT this year, and the nominees are Boostio's mouse dies.
I think Boostio's mouse just died?
Nope. This is important stuff. Observers go back.
30 seconds left.
I saw a referee just trying to help him out right now. So something's wrong with Boostio's setup for sure. That's why he's not moving. 100 Thieves are gonna have to exec without him here. And this is tough. Maybe you just go for a save?
I feel controversy afoot.
Yeah, this is tough.
Find you.
Well, he's on the move now.
10
Kind of.
seconds left.
He can't move his mouse.
Yeah, he's just looking forward.
But C9 don't know that.
Something's not quite right.
C9 don't know that though, so they might think he's lurking, and that's why you see Zeppa still by the B site.
He's just holding W.
Yeah, He's just trying to be a body bag for them to trade off of. His mouse died. He can't even switch his gun.
It's an IGL masterclass right now.
Go, swing with me.
We need to leave it on POV. Unfortunately, he dies. They might win the round anyway.
Last player standing.
Oh, EU turns around. Perfect timing. It's the craziest round. They won 4v5.
Oh no, he's popping off.
He's like, you guys are.
Yeah, you can't say what he...
G2 jump off the map.
Smoke up heaven because of Omen's smoke timings. You can drop one there with Viper. You're kind of committed to where you invest that the first time around.
Yeah.
And it really felt...
Last player standing. Flawless.
Fnatic and Vitality go for 5v5 saves.
Are they cancelling? I'm looking at the spike. I'm waiting for that spike to commit here. We're down to 18 seconds!
Fnatic?
Is this going to be another tech pause, or what the hell has just gone on here?
Unplug their microphones?
Yeah,
There's no
10
time?
seconds! What the hell has gone on?
5v5 save, Navi?
Huh?
What game is this?
Huh? Jame? Who's...
Sent out early with 20 seconds left. It's a disruptive play. It's kept close and sent in to maybe detain that spike and slow them. 12 seconds. It caught one, but not the spike. Kicks is still lined up, ready to go.
Where are they going? They're saving.
They're going.
They're saving.
They're leaving it.
That round has just been lost to time. That is not the way that we wanted to see this one go for Vitality.
And Sentinels get triple detained.
Drone broken, slight tag, double faced up and out, but just missing a shot.
Are they even going to get out?
I don't know. Detainment
All
onto
three.
three. Yeah. All three.
All three
Time to hunt.
detained.
It's time to chase.
Spike
They know
planted.
it. They can feel it. Texture. Time waits out. Oh my. Barely skirting away. It's going to be a comedic finish at around here, potentially. A punishment inside. There's still time here for Sentinels to make a play towards this one, but second retake, but the operator again adds another level of difficulty. It's all about how they manage this one as well. That late backstab that might be occurring from Meteor. Is it going to be caught? Zelsis sticking out onto the fuse, half already. He's brought that win con, covering for it over the shoulder. Zelsis dropping him.
There is no way.
And the winner of the NMM award is Boostio's mouse dying and still winning the round. This clip basically won because I think it's just a bit funnier than the others, essentially. The others are all kind of stuff which makes sense within the game. The G2 jump, I think, wouldn't have even been in here had Lothar not tweeted, to be honest, and created a bit of controversy there. But Boostio's mouse dying was very funny and also very weird. Okay, the next award goes to the best ace of the entire season, and the nominees are Chichu versus Team Heretics.
Tap with a rifle. Resets it. Quadrada's core. Oh, the play's being made all across the board. Chichu! You didn't have to do it to her, not like that. Embarrasses Heretics in through tree.
He is the immovable object of EDG.
And could we have it any other way?
Darion versus Gen G.
Oh boy. Could go. Oh, nasty shot, but he kind of bumped into Crazy Guy, and Crazy Guy just held his position. Darion's still here. Wants more blood if he can. Right around the corner. He peeks out. Look at who's just hanging around there, and it's going to be Texture. Backs away. Somehow manages to survive with his life.
Oh, what a shot from Darion! Headshot mid-air with the blades.
Absolutely bonkers shot from Darion here. And he's not done. Quick scope into the cranium of mid-air.
Darion, is he back? Yes, he is. The ace.
Jorgamo versus NRG.
Wow, now this play. Jorgamo with the bucket in his hand. He's even dodged the flash. APM off the bloody chance from this guy. And now wants to pave the way. Committing one of the blades. We're moving away from that tag. Nades flying through and forwards. This is a site that's going to be gained now for them. And they're already getting that plant down. Demon 1. Take matters into your own hands here. Chance to really wrangle back. Fate and Control. Crashes with the firing line. Making sure that nobody can really take in. Adjustment. Right! Jorgamo! Goodness me! What is that finish?
And Safe versus BBL.
Still hasn't come in.
The nade won't deny it, but maybe Safe can. Showstoppers activated, fired in blind, caught one. Apora still holding strong. He's done well to find it, to back off, to retrieve a rifle as well, I believe. Now potentially fight alongside his teammates. They need to scrap this out, but the trades will be good enough. Although they don't find it on the first, and then Pora strikes. Elite's there too. And difficult to root out a position with Safe having it all on his shoulders. But another ace. He's done it again.
And the winner is Jorgmo versus NRG. Now this was very difficult to decide. It was very close in my opinion, this one. I think what just pushed Jorgmo over the edge was the fact that a Bucky was involved, and so it kind of became just, I think, a bit more iconic of a moment, and therefore won my best ace. The next award is for the best clutch of the season, and it must be said that there were many crazy things that happened in this VCT season. In fact, there are two 1v5s that have been left out of this list because of how crazy some of the moments were this season. So the nominees are Forsaken versus EDG.
Look too good for Paper X. You might think this is an eagle, but it's not. The weaker weapon of Forsaken, good for 2. Maybe more to be found, but nobody low. He's 90 HP, finding another 3 health. 5 for Forsaken.
Mako versus Team Heretics.
He's able to scoop it up, swings in. It's going to be good for the headshot, but he's completely surrounded. Spike in hand. With Rescue a world away. Bane trying to strike, needs to hit that headshot, but cannot. Now it is just Mako. See if he can do anything else here. Spots out Mini Boo, finds the first one, snaps down, does get a third. Some damage dealt, but with 15 seconds remaining, just nothing realistically more to be done. But now, can he actually make it in for the plant?
10 seconds left.
10 seconds remaining, no line found for Boo.
Yes,
he's gonna have this plant. Completely unaware of the angle of approach, but the decay now has brought the parity between these two, and Mako stands tall.
Texture versus Paper Rex.
Coming in through the smoke, nobody close. These 7 clear the second trip, but it's going to be something that draws the aggro first. Forsaken good for a double. Jinx still alive on the site. Something trying to bounce back out as Jinx flies forward, but Texture, he's just going in through aim training as all these targets fly at him. 1v2, can he get the clutch? He's already been spotted. He's going to plant with the help of the pink shells. Finds one, doesn't have time though, he has to stick the plant. Will he have it? He stops it, Divine knows, and he goes for the peak. Texture with the ace, and once again he drags Shenji out from the depths of hell in this map 1.
And Trex versus Navi.
Sit back, nice flash, good response. Trex does well to avoid it, to respond to it. A real chance now for Trex. 5 bullets and another connected. He's down to the 1v1. The ace clutch was out of the question, and now it's on the tip of his tongue. He can get this across the line. Hunter's Fury proposed plan 2. Sagetsu needs to be quick. He can't let him escape. Applying the pressure, destroying the dart to start. But Trex catches him. The ace clutch for Trex.
And the winner is, and this one was very tough, but the winner is Forsaken versus EDG. I mean, all of these were essentially 1v5s, and that makes it very tough to distinguish between all these essential 1v5s. But Forsaken's, there's just something about it, the speed of it, again, starting with a different gun with the Judge and closing it out in a true 1v5 was truly incredible. The next award is the Team of the Year award, and the nominees are EDG, Gen.G, Team Heretics, and Sentinels. And the winner of the Team of the Year is... it's Gen.G. Now this one again was pretty tough. I was looking across the entire season, and so you could potentially argue for Team Heretics, but I gave it to Gen.G because winning titles does matter. People will remember who won the titles and probably won't remember as much who came second, and so I did just about give it to Gen.G. Okay, the next award is for the Coach of the Year, and the nominees are Kaplan of Sentinels, Neilzinho of Team Heretics, Muggle of EDG, and Solo of Gen.G. And the winner is Neilzinho. And the reason that I went for Neilzinho, and by extension Weber as well, if you want to include the entire coaching staff, is obviously that Team Heretics had a lot to go through this season, right? Not in their control, that they had to swap in different players at different times all the time pretty much. And they did exceedingly well throughout the entire season despite that. So for that reason, I gave it to Neilzinho and Team Heretics. Next up, we have the Rookie of the Year award, which this year was an incredibly stacked award, but the nominees are John QT of Sentinels, Karen of Gen G, Rienz of Team Heretics, and Woot of Team Heretics. And the winner is Karen of Gen G. Now, to classify as a rookie, to me that means you haven't played in Tier 1 VCT before this season. And I gave it to Karen, and again, it was very close with Rienz. This is a very tough award, and I'm sure you all have your own opinions on it. But I gave it to Karen instead of Rienz because, again, I think looking at the entire season, yes, Rienz had a very good end of the season and champs, but if you would have asked people at the end of Master Shanghai, is Karen the rookie of the season? People would have looked at you crazy, like, of course he is. There is no way that anyone else could take that from him because Karen has played so well up until that point. And maybe Champs was a little bit worse, but I think across the entirety of the season, Karen did, do amazing things this year, and therefore is deserving of the Rookie of the Year. And then the final award, of course, is the Player of the Year. And the nominees are Aspas, Leviathan, Chronicle, Fnatic, Texture, Gen G, and Zekken, Sentinels. And the winner of the 2024 Player of the Year is... it's Texture. Of course, I had to go for Texture, coming from basically being seen as a decent Tier 1 player to being the Player of the Year. I mean, that is a crazy, crazy meteoric rise for Texture in terms of how people view this player now. It's absolutely absurd that he managed to do this, and of course, this is well deserved. He was absolutely insane for Gen G throughout this entire season. And obviously, again, the fact that they won Master Shanghai, the first trophy for Pacific across the entire season, I think it's well deserved. So those were my responses. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But let's quickly take a look at some of my Discord responses. We had 251 overall. For Gun of the Year, you can see that most people actually went Stinger with the Classic coming second. Obviously, I gave it to the Classic. Come down to Agent of the Year, and again, I went against what the people thought. Most people went Omen, but I think my Cypher is justified. It actually came in third behind Gecko as well. Coming to Map of the Year, and again, this one, Icebox came last, so I was not going with the people at all. Lotus, the most popular, followed by Sunset. Coming to Game of the Year, and most people did go for EDG versus Team Heretics, with Team Heretics versus FPX at Shanghai coming in second. The worst round of the year, interestingly, most people picked Koi versus BBL. I obviously went with C9 versus NRG. Notable Mad Moment of the Year, most people agreed with me with the Boostio mouse dying. Best Ace, most people again agreeing with Jorgmo versus NRG, with Chichu coming in second. Best Clutch, again, most people agreeing with Forsaken versus EDG, although second place was pretty competitive between the others. Team of the Year was actually pretty close between Team Heretics and Gen G, as you might suspect, but Gen G came out on top. Coach of the Year, again, most people going with Neilzinho, with Solo coming in second, so agreeing with me there. Rookie of the Year, again, narrowly Karen edging out Rienz there as well for Rookie of the Year. And Player of the Year, most people did agree with Texture as well. So those are what the people thought. Those are what I thought. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below as well. And I'm sure everyone will get along and agree with everything you say.